This is by far the most interesting thing that came out of the recent Alien Earth episode, episode 3, and that involves the facehugger. For the very first time, we get to see the very first stage of what comes out of a facehugger when it finds its host. As we know, a facehugger, it latches on, puts its thing down someone's throat, and basically impregnates them. A very weird way of saying it, but that's basically how it works. And the thing that we see in the episode is this clear thing that came from the facehugger, the very early stages of an embryo. Mind you, this has never been shown before except maybe in the comics. And seeing it in live action for the very first time was pretty cool. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I perked up in my seat when I saw them starting to work on the egg. Because throughout the entirety of Alien, the only thing anybody ever wanted was for them to bring things back to Earth and have them be studied on. But obviously everything goes to shit and that never happened. So finally being able to see it happen and actually be in the moment of it happening got me hype. Because now we will finally understand how these things work. But with that, there are some contentions. For instance, if they figure this out and Weyland-Yutani gets this information because we don't hear about Prodigy ever again throughout the entirety of the movies, why do they need more? Is it to just study them, or is it to weaponize them? If a synthetic could take one on by itself, why hasn't it been able to do that in other films? At least to the extent that Wendy presented. Or is it a matter of getting all the information, but all the live subjects basically get destroyed, go missing, or just don't exist anymore? And that's what prompts all these deep space missions by Weyland-Yutani, and everything goes wrong. I think those questions will be answered in this series, but it's really up to speculation. But I was genuinely happy when I found out that they were actually studying these organisms and things weren't going wrong. Well, at least not yet. This is probably the stupidest move they could have done. And what's crazy is, especially if he knows how it works, why in the hell would he let this happen? How do they expect to contain that? Because from there, it's just gonna grow, and within a few hours, it'll become a full-grown Xeno. So unless you put it in an even bigger cage, I'm sorry, but everyone in there is getting offed. And that in itself makes me want to watch the next episode so bad. I truly did like this episode, as now every single character has their own motives, their own issues, and now they have to deal with it knowing the storyline that's going on. They're either loyal, questionable, or somewhere in between. And it's just gonna get more interesting from here.